Good evening, everybody. Y'all come on in here. I know I'm late, but what else would you expect from me? This is Gabe, one half of Ultimate Black Man Radio. It is Friday evening, March 29th. Can you believe we have 2 more days left in March? We're going to be in April. First quarter of the year is already gone. Can y'all believe that? Ain't that crazy? But I am here tonight. Just wanted to come and talk to the people. People are still upset on Twitter and Facebook about this Cardi B situation. I actually made a video catered more towards the male perspective. I suggested that men not put themselves in a position to be taken advantage of, and that when you put yourself in those positions, you can expect nothing less than to be taken advantage of by hoes, because strippers from Brooklyn are hoes. And what do hoes do? Take advantage of you. That's what they're trained to do. That's what their heart is built on. That's what they're going to do. So as men, I'm just suggesting that we don't be tricking off in the first place. And I said YouTube a fire yesterday, and we had some people respond, and it's all good. I have everybody has their own opinion on things. I really don't give a damn what folks think. I still stick to what I say. I got inbox messages. We had trolls in the comments, but it's all good. That's just it comes with the territory when you enter this YouTube game. If you want to support what we're doing here at Ultimate Black Man Radio, click the PayPal link. Devin, I'm sure you're in here. Just go ahead and share the link. I'd appreciate it. Just put $1 on it, $2 on it, $3 on it, whatever you feel like and you want to put on it. Just put a little something on. And the ministries, give us a little something, so we can keep this thing going. Hello, Nicole. Welcome, Nicole. Everybody, shout out to Nicole, founder of the Interview Movement. It's good to see you in the chat. Hello, Tanya. How are you, ma'am? Good to see you. So again, I focus more on the male side of things. I was really critical of the men Cardi B took advantage of. Again, I don't, as a man, I'm 31. In my 31 years, and half those years I've spent dating, I've never been put myself in a situation where a chick could drug and rob me. However, I am not absolving Cardi B from the fact of her taking advantage of men. What she did was very disgusting. And I was going to do a video on this, but I said, you know what? Why not get a woman's perspective on this? Let's see how a woman feels about the whole Cardi B situation. And who else better than Miss Nikil? Now, if you don't know Nikil, I follow her on Facebook. She has had posts go viral quite a few times. And when these posts go viral, they go viral. And she made some very quote-unquote controversial comments about the Cardi B situation. And boy, did the hoes come out for this.
Yes,
I often tell, yeah, they came out. I often tell people in the defense team, and shout out to the defense team. I know y'all trickling in, listening. Shout out to y'all. Some of y'all out here being nasty and grown. That's cool. Just listen back to the replay. But shout out to everybody in the defense team. I often tell them that a lot of sisters, in particular sisters, they support dysfunction because they see themselves in the dysfunction. And any sister that you saw support Cardi B, she has either A, done what Cardi B has done, or B, she could or would do what Cardi B would do if given the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I want good dudes to catch on, look at that part of the game too. And watch these chicks just co-signing Cardi B and that bullshit she's doing. Y'all catch that. Hello, Angel. Welcome, dear. So again, I was going to go in on this, but I thought no better person than Nikil to break this down, because again, that post went viral. Are they still commenting on that post, Nikil?
Yes, they are.
Nikil usually goes through, when she makes a post that goes viral, 3 weeks later, they're still coming. It's kind of funny to me, but I know it can get kind of annoying. So, Nikil, you can tell people about yourself, and we'll get started on discussing how you feel about the whole situation.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So my name is Nikil Younglove, and I pretty much also have a YouTube channel where I talk about all types of different topics. Like, there's no one topic that I talk about, or no one thing, or no one gender, or whatever that I talk about. But I also have a hair and beard line, a hairline for women, beard for men, and so that's also something that I'm one of my businesses that I have. Now, in terms of this Cardi B post that I did, that really set a lot of people on fire. And to be quite honest, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was surprised that it went viral so fast, only because I posted it and it was like within like 20 minutes, people just sharing it. I mean, it was just like ongoing. It wasn't because some posts you can put out there and it may be like 15 or 20 people that share it, and then over the days it kind of like get a lot of shares. Well, this post was not like that. And so that was what was surprising, because I actually posted this post a couple of days after the whole Cardi B situation happened. So I was late to the game. But I usually like to, collect my thoughts and get, what I feel or think about the situation, come to that conclusion for myself before I make a public statement or a post or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But in particular, for those of you guys who may not have seen the post, I basically, and this is just a sum, I'm not going to read it word for word, but I basically pointed out the things that Cardi B, said that she done, which we all know by now, drugging and robbing men. But I think the thing that really got the post a lot of attention was the fact that I called her a rapist. And I'm going to tell you why. That's what really, absolutely, that's what really got the post going. Because, I mean, again, she had already, out of her own mouth on video, plain as day, said that, okay, well, she had to do what she had to do when she was in the strip game, and that she drugged and robbed men. So me calling her a rapist was, I think, that was, I mean, that's a major allegation. That's you call somebody a rapist, that's big. So I think that's what got people's attention. And then I also added, the crimes that she committed when she did those things, because when, when the Cardi B whole situation went viral, people were leaving out the crimes. They was just like, okay, well, that was a long time ago, and no one was like citing the actual crimes that she committed and could still be held accountable for. You know what I'm saying? Like robbery, drugging people. I mean, and if I don't know, there hasn't been a lot of guys to come forward, but if she drug one of those guys, and they after that they had some type of medical condition that happened after that, I mean, she could be in big trouble. So, but me calling her a rapist, the reason why I called her a rapist is because we all know Cardi B has been very, very vocal about her past and her stripping past. She has said several times that, she had to do what she had to do. She had to sell her vagina before. So we all know she used to prostitute herself and stuff like that. Right? So,
and what I want men to understand too, I said this yesterday, when women say they strip and if they're making any kind of real money, she turned tricks. I said that yesterday. A lot of these goofy niggas don't tend to understand that when a woman says she's stripped and she's making a lot of money where she can put some Benz or BMW, something like that, she is turning tricks. Hell, even the ones that don't make real money, they turn tricks. Please don't let these chicks fool you. They sell ass. Go ahead.
I have to agree with that analysis. But yeah, so Cardi B, she said several times before she's prostituted herself before, and She tries to explain it by, oh, I had to do what I had to do. You know, I had to get money to finance my rap career. Nobody wanted to work with me, so on and so forth. So when she came out stating that she drugged and robbed dudes and that how she would get them there was she used sex. She lured the guys in with sex. So she would say, you know, hey, you know, you want to buy whatever, what whoop-de-wham. And then she would lure them to the hotels for sex. Now, this is my thing. Because people tend to think that only men can drug and take sex from somebody. And that's a lie. Women do it too. And if she was going that far, I don't think for 1 second that she never, ever just not drugged a dude, had sex with this dude after she had then drugged him and got him drunk. And then after all of that, robbed him and took his money because she already stated that she did that. So I'm like, okay, she's a rapist, because had a man come out and said, well, I drugged a female and then I had sex with her, that's rape. Had a man come out and say, oh, well, I got a female really, really drunk and then I had sex with her, he gonna be in big trouble. Everybody knows men can't do stuff like that. So if a man can't do it, a woman can't do it. And I don't care what nobody says. Cardi B has, I am alleging that Cardi B has done that because, like I said in one of my posts, you know, there is no limitations to ratchetness and you know, backing up your ratchetness with whole logic. There's no limits on that. So for people to think that Cardi B has some type of moral or limit to what she was doing, I just don't believe that. I believe she was raping them dudes, just like if a dude was to come out and say, oh, well, he had to get a woman really drunk so he could have sex with her, people would call him a rapist automatically, without question. You know, we've seen it several times before. So by me putting that rapist part in there and basically saying that that's what I believe, you know, that's what I got from that. And also calling her, you know, calling out some of the crimes she committed, organized crime to collaborate, or organized crime collaborator. Now, I put that one on there because, for example, a lot of guys who, you know, organize drug deals, they get a lot of time for that. So anytime you see organized crime in front of some charges, just know these people are in trouble.
Yeah.
In trouble. So
that's time.
Exactly.
You don't want that time, fellas.
Exactly. I mean, you know, because when you are the mastermind of something, it could be, you know, if you got a whole bunch of prostitutes and you the mastermind behind hooking people up and stuff like that illegally, you're going to get a lot of time. All the other people, they may get a little bit, but because you're the mastermind. So in the criminal justice system, when you see organized crime of any kind of crime, it doesn't matter what it is, you are the mastermind behind it, you're going to get a lot of time. And so, you know, she had to organize these different situations to happen for her. You know, she has to, first of all, talk to the guy, get him ready, get him worked up, and then lure him back. She's organizing that. You know what I'm saying? So I put that there, and then also I called her a conspirator to commit a first-degree felony, and those are just the two. I mean, there are several other laws that she broke, but you know, it's a felony to rob somebody.
It is, especially in the city of New York, where you know, their laws are a little tougher than, say, other parts of the country. So you make a very good point when you mention that. And I really liked how you put it. You called it really what it is. She's a rapist, because if we think about it, they were calling Bill Cosby a rapist, right?
Exactly.
Okay. That's the exact thing they said, he was a rapist. And if he did it, okay, cool. The statute of limitations had expired on those allegations, but of course, you know, when it comes to black folks and charging us, they go in for negligent wage, change the laws, et cetera. And I hope they keep that same energy with her. And again, I like how you called her a rapist, because that's really what she is. She is a rapist. Now, when I was looking through the comments, and usually I get in there and I like to cook these hoes too. I love burning hoes. Of course, y'all know when Nicole would post her statuses and the trolls would come in, I would just burn those chicks. And I spent several days several times in Facebook jail. I am trying to turn over a new leaf and be a peaceful individual, but I was very tempted to cook some of them chicks on your post. I could not believe the logic I was seeing. Exactly. What do you think? Like, why do you so you're saying that they were triggered because you called her a rapist? Why do you think these women see Bill Cosby as a rapist, but not Cardi B? And do you think that these women kind of see themselves in Cardi B? Like, why do you think black women are defending Cardi B? I'm not seeing white chicks and Hispanic chicks defending her. I'm seeing sisters defending her. Why do you think that is?
So to answer the whole Cardi B and Bill Cosby comparison, I think that, unfortunately, in today's society, they have tried to make black men the face of rape, and that is, I've made several posts about that and how that is so untrue, because statistically, that's just not true. The statistics and the numbers speak for themselves. But, they've gone out of their way to, really blow up certain men who are accused, certain black men who are accused. So with Bill Cosby being one of those people, they used him as the face of, okay, well, if somebody like Bill Cosby, he got all the money in the world, he can have any woman in the world, but he had to drug people and rape people. That was what they were trying to say. So I think, because of that, unfortunately, a lot of our sisters who are not up on game about how the system works and the propaganda behind it, they believe what the media says. They believe, and then a lot of them, of course, are bitter. They're bitter towards men. So it's easy for them to play into that notion that, okay, Bill Cosby did it. But now I will say this, a lot of the chicks that were up under my post, a lot of them actually, they did not believe that that Bill Cosby is guilty. Some of them did, some of them did not.
Okay, interesting.
And I think the reason being behind that is because, they were just like, oh, those were some old white women with 30-year-old crimes. So they just didn't believe it. Some of them did, and some of them did not. But I think, and just to answer the question, I think that, again, it's not hard for a lot of those women to say, oh, well, he black, I know he did it because they said he did it. So I think that was a major stake in why so many of them did believe, or was comparing Cardi B and Bill Cosby and saying, oh, well, yeah, he did that. But our response to that was, okay, well, he's doing time, so Cardi B needs to do time. And then it was kind of like backing up, like, oh, well, it's different now. No, if you saying that you believe that, if we comparing Cardi B and Bill Cosby, then he's in jail. So we need for them to keep the same energy. But to also answer your next question, also after that, a lot of those women also were, I found that they all had the same pedigree. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Of course, I do not know any of those women personally, so I can't tell you their childhood. But when I would, almost every last one of them, the ones that I could, because it was so many coming in, but the ones that I could, I was clicking on their pages, and I was going to their pages, and I'm looking through their pages, and they all had the same look. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, these chicks, these are all little Cardi B's in their neighborhoods, little Cardi B's in their cities. These are the Cardi B's of their cities, their neighborhoods, their states. Like, they all had the same look, long fake hair. It was either blonde or red.
Fellas, y'all listen to this.
They all had that same look. And then a lot of them were strippers as well. A lot of them were retired strippers. Okay, I had some chick, basically saying, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you ain't never been a stripper, and see, you don't know the game, and da-da-da-da. And I thought to myself, a lot of people got in her butt for that. But I thought, she's really trying to use the logic of me never being a stripper. I almost want to say, because I try to keep it as classy as possible, but I'm like, B? I gotta be a stripper? You want me to be down in the gutter with you so that I can understand? Are you crazy? Is that So my next thing is that something that you would propose to your daughter? Yes. So you're saying that for me to understand the stripper life and how y'all get money when you're broke and all this kind of stuff, I had to have been a stripper. And because I was never a stripper, I can't understand. So that's the logic that some of them were using. Like, you don't understand the life. Okay, well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Right. Right.
So a lot of those women, you know, they had the same pedigree, like just from physical appearance and, you know, the blonde weave, and a lot of them were young. That's another thing too. It was like a few older chicks on there, and when I say older, I mean over 30. But most of them were in their early 20s. Because again, I went to their pages. And, you know, it's unfortunate, and I hate to see something like that because, you know, I understand the plight that we have as just Black people, period. So I understand, you know, a lot of these chicks, they probably didn't have fathers in the home. A lot of these chicks probably had, you know, unfortunately, mothers that were whores or, you know, that did not pass certain things down to them. So, of course, that's going to hinder their growth in their development, you know, as they go through life. So that's going to hinder it majorly. And so I try to keep that. I try to understand that. But then when I see somebody with children, I got to get in their butt because it's like, look, it has to stop with you.
How many of them had children, Nikil?
Oh, I would say probably 99% of them. Yeah. It was.
And when I get on here and I tell dudes to avoid the single moms, this is why. This is why. You got most of the women that are defending Cardi B are single moms.
Right.
And fellas, again, you heard what she said. I hope y'all caught that part where she described the women that were supporting Cardi B. Long blonde hair, red hair, green hair, rainbow hair, dumb shit hair, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure they had pics where they were half naked on some of them. You know, some were strippers, some probably want to be strippers. Most of them, all of them hoes. And we just want to be real. And see, and a lot of you dudes, y'all like fooling with chicks like that. Y'all come on, see, y'all put on a front for YouTube and Facebook. That's why y'all was so triggered at my video yesterday. Y'all will sit up and call them hoes and bitches all day. But when shit really hit the fan and it really get down with the get down, that's who y'all really want to be with. Y'all want to turn them hoes into housewives. And you mess with them, and you want to sleep with them, and they gutter as hell. So I really hope y'all listen to what she described as far as the archetype and what they look like. Now, Nikil, as far as the actual act, did you catch the part where she said that she would actually have transsexuals come in and sleep with the men that she was taking advantage of?
Yes. So
talk about that. I think that was, of everything, the drugging and the robbing was bad enough, but I think violating those men by having them sleep with transsexuals was the most disgusting thing I've heard in a very long time. I want you to kind of elaborate and touch on that and tell me how you feel about that.
Now with that, so that was, you know, that was a separate video. So you know, both, this whole situation is old. So
and I'm glad you mentioned that. This is old. This is nothing new. These are old videos. So
right.
Yeah.
So the part with the transsexual part, that was a different video. And in that particular video, she talked about how a dude cheat on her. She would get a transsexual, and she would, of course, lure her boyfriend, whatever dude cheat on her, she would lure him back, having him thinking, oh, well, this is a woman. And she would say, oh, we're going to do a threesome. And then, you know, she would not tell the boyfriend that, or the man, whoever, that the person that they're going to do a threesome with is a man and not a woman. Now, she was saying that because I want to put it in the right context. She was saying that to basically say that, you know, there's more than one way to get back at a dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to go out here and sleep with another dude or whatever. There's all types of ways.
Yeah.
Now, when you think of the site, look, let me tell you something. I don't know anybody that hasn't been cheated on before. So, you know what I'm saying? So we all have been cheated on. So as a woman, I'm looking at this as a sane woman. I have never in my life thought about, oh, well, if a Negro cheat on me, you know, I'm gonna hook him up with a transsexual. Who thinks of stuff like that? That just lets you know where her mind is at. That lets you know how sick this woman is and how poisonous she is. And that was what I was trying because I put that little bit in my post as well when I posted it. I was pointing that out as well. You got to be sick to even think about that. Everybody done been done wrong. And if we all out here, everybody done been done wrong some kind of way, and we thinking like that, you're gonna get people killed, because it's gonna be a bunch of brothers out here that's gonna find something out like that and kill you.
And I'm so glad you talked about it, and I'm glad you explained it. That's why I asked about it. A lot of chicks are out here co-signing this and influencing women. A lot of chicks, you need to understand, a lot of these dudes are unstable these days. A lot of these men have a ton of feminine energy in them. The estrogen pumps through their veins, especially these soy latte thong flip-flop wearing ass niggas. They don't play fair. And if you do some of these dudes wrong like that, these ones that were raised by single moms, and they don't have any kind of logical counterbalance, they will kill you. They will kill you. And a lot of chicks, a lot of sisters think a lot of this stuff is real cute and funny and hilarious, and they co-signing it, high-fiving. Some of the memes were funny. I'm not gonna lie, they were funny. But that stuff isn't cute, because when it comes down to real life, that stuff can get you killed. And I think at the time Cardi knew that. She knew what it was. It can get you killed. A lot of these sisters really play too many games these days. And they really put themselves in really dangerous predicaments when it comes to these dudes. And I'm just watching all these chicks on your page co-signing this foolery. Roasting. Did they report the post? I'm surprised you're not in Are you in Facebook jail, by the way, Nikil?
No, not yet. I'm not. No.
Okay, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. Y'all keep me in prayer for that, okay? But I also wanted to add, you know, I think, because after I thought about it too, and I kind of seen some of the girls commenting on the post in, you know, basically defending Cardi. I also came to the conclusion that one of the factors in there is that, you know, Cardi B, people look at Cardi B as, you know, she came from the bottom and got to the top. You know, she had to work her way to the top. And, you know, this is the thing. Nobody takes that away. Okay, you know, nobody was messing with Cardi when she was trying to come in, because she just wasn't good. I mean, let's just be honest. Nobody took her serious, right? So as black people, more particularly black women, when they see Cardi, number one, they see Cardi as a black woman because they identify her behavior in the way that she speak and the way that she talk and the way that she move and do things as a black woman. And see, this is something that I stated on my YouTube page about this whole Cardi B situation. Like, a lot of these black women, they look at Cardi and they see her as a black woman. So psychologically, when they're looking at Cardi and they're seeing her as a black woman, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to bring another sister down. Oh, I don't want to see, you know, nothing bad happen to Cardi. So that's how they're registering that. They're not seeing Cardi as a Latino woman, or, you know, because come on, that's what she is, right? I mean, yeah, she may say, okay, well, I'm Puerto Rican, and, you know, we all know Puerto Ricans have African blood, you know, in their lineage. We all know that. So Cardi B, on when it serves her, she will identify as, okay, well, I'm a Puerto Rican, so I got some black in me. Now she's never identified herself as a black woman.
Please talk about that, Nikil. Please.
Yeah, she's never done that. She won't do that. But when black women, a lot of these black women, they see that, they think about that, and they're like, okay, well, I want to see her. I just don't want to bring her down. I don't want, her to hurt or anything like that, because they truly see her as a black woman, and they register that with, the hurt and the pain that black women just period have went through, not just in the rap game among, a industry that was built by men, to be quite honest. The rap and the whole, really the entertainment industry period was built by men, and rightfully so, because men are builders, right? So you have women, you have this women movement that's telling these women that women should take over, we should infiltrate every single aspect of everything. So one of those elements was that, okay, well, they see Cardi as a woman, they see her as a black woman at that, psychologically speaking, they see her as a black woman, so they don't want to, they feel empathy and sorry for her, because they like, oh, she's the underdog, she's one of us, and so we don't want to tear her down, because a lot of them, even the ones that really didn't have a lot to say, like to defend her, they would say, oh, we tearing another woman down, y'all just hating, y'all just that. So I kind of looked at that element as well, because I'm like, okay, these chicks are really, really thinking that Cardi B is a black woman. Like, they really see her as a black woman, and she's not. And she's never identified herself as such, because she won't, because she know the game. Right. Cardi B knows, she know the race game. Everybody knows the race game. Mm-hmm. She know not to do that. So that was something that I seen as well for, a lot of the women that were basically defending her. That was some of the commentary that they were saying. And so I can kind of see how they would think, oh, well, I don't want to bring another woman down, because they truly think that she's black. They don't want, and then she's in the, she's a quote unquote rapper or whatever you want to call her. I call her an entertainer. Which that's a whole nother thing within itself, because again, when you think about Cardi B, what is Cardi B known? Everything that Cardi B is known for, other than the music, outside of her music, the reason why she is where she is now is because Cardi B has a big personality. And that big personality, unfortunately, has been her, quote unquote, acting like a black ghetto chick. Right. So that's how she got her attention. Got her attention. See, I said this on my YouTube channel, like, if Cardi B did not act and speak the way that she does, what else would she have to get her attention? Because her looks, I mean, let's just be honest. Her looks is not going to get it. Without the fake boobs, without the fake butt, without the talking hood rat, and whatever else she speaks and acting like that, Cardi B would not get any attention. All of that, all of what she does is for attention. And all the chicks that defend her, they do what she do because they want attention. They haven't, as Nicole would say, they haven't really worked on their personalities. They haven't built up their personalities. They have no personality. Some of them were nice looking women. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them were nice looking women. Matter of fact, a lot of those young chicks, I don't know if you take away the filter. I can't see through the filter, but just looking at their pictures, they wasn't no ugly chicks. If you take the blonde wigs off and you take I could see a chick that would be cute, or she would be, cute. I thought so. So a lot of them, it wasn't like a lot of them were just flat out ugly. I feel like they really just didn't have anything. And when a woman or any kind of chick don't have nothing to bring to the table, and the only attention that she can get is by using her body, being loud, being, behavior and mannerisms is just all crazy, that's what's going to get them attention. And that's why so many of these young girls, that's what they do. Like, that's the thing to do. So they want to be like Cardi B, because being like Cardi B is what get them attention from men, because if not, they wouldn't get attention any other way.
That's deep right there, Nikil.
And the type of attention that they're getting is because Cardi B thinks Cardi B is a slap in the face. Cardi B think that how she acts and how she behaves is like a black person, because can't nobody tell me she can go into the Latino community and act just like she does. And I said, okay, well, I need somebody to name me 10 Latino women that is at Cardi B status, at her status. I'm not talking about these little hood Latino chicks that you can go find slumming with a black man. I'm talking about a Latino woman that is at Cardi B status. What Latino woman at Cardi B status is acting like Cardi B? Cardi B is acting like that because she thinks she's slapping black women all over the world in the face because somebody told her that's how a black woman acts. And that should be a slap. Cardi B should be a slap in the face to all black women. All of us. Because she's mimicking what she thinks we are.
Oh boy, that was some heat, folks. Listen, at Ultimate Black Man Radio, y'all know I'm gonna bring y'all some folks on here that's gonna chop up some game. And again, you know, everybody thinks I'm the big bad bully, the big bad wolf, and I beat up on the sisters. I got a sister here chopping up some game, dropping some heat right now. Click that PayPal link. If you like what you're hearing, click that link, give $1, $2, $5, whatever you want to give. Donate to the ministries because Nikil just dropped some real good game right there. I want to talk about that, about the self-esteem and how a lot of sisters look at Cardi B and they kind of see themselves in her, and that's why they defend her. And I like what you said about how they defend her because they think she's black, or that they recognize that she's black even though she's not. Now, I give it about 10 years, and I think Cardi B is going to change up her whole game. I really do. I could be wrong on that, but y'all know Tariq has talked about how these folks come over here and slum with us, and then when it's time for them to go get some real money, they go back out there after they've gotten all the money from us, they go over there to the dominant society and practice their white supremacy. And like you said, Cardi knows the race game. What I want to ask you, Nikil, is if they can see themselves in Cardi and defend her, and because they think she's black, why don't you think that these same sisters, why won't they block or defend women like Nicole? Because most of Nicole's trolls are not men, black men. They're actually black women. Why do you think that they will defend a Cardi B, but they won't defend a Nicole? I want to hear another woman's thoughts on it.
I would say because, see, this is the thing.
Because Nicole's black.
Right.
And she's intelligent. So why won't they defend someone like her? But they come for her and troll her. Why is it?
Absolutely. I think that, they don't recognize Nicole. Like, I feel like, a lot of these women, they probably have never seen a Nicole a day in their life. They have never seen any woman that they have ever probably come by other than probably, white women. Because a lot of times these chicks, they look up to white women or non-black women, shall I say, more times than not white women, and they think that the white woman is the standard. So they for them to see a Nicole, a black woman, well-spoken, basically, giving them straight game on how to be more feminine and how to, work on themselves to better themselves. Nobody is challenging these women to do that. And so when they run into a Nicole or anybody else that's basically that represents that, that makes them angry because they know that, okay, this is the thing. They know that this is a woman who's going to set standards. And this is a woman who is going to make sure that, okay, well, you represent excellence. So if you don't want to be at this level, you can't be here. And a lot of women, since they can't get at that level, or they don't want to work on themselves to get there, because again, a lot of these girls are young. Like I said, they were in their 20s, early to mid 20s. So it's laziness. They don't want to work on themselves to get to a certain standard or to get to a certain spot. They rather just stay there. So when they see a Nicole, they're like, I'm not going to back her up because she's going to force me, or she's going to require of me to work on me. And I don't want to do that. I want to take the easy road and just be able to do whatever I want to do. Like I said, Cardi B, be a little Cardi B, sit up, fart, grunt, scratch your booty, all on, you know, video with thousands of people watch, burping, cursing people out. It's easy to do that. You know what's not easy? What's not easy is to work on yourself. It's to work on how you speak to people, work on how you treat men, work on how you relate to men, your own men. That's not easy, because that means that you got to get rid of all that hurt and that pain and that anger. You got to get rid of all of that. You got to heal from all of it, and they don't want to do it. They want to stay in their mess. So that's why, because the Nicoles of the world, and it's not many, but the Nicoles of the world, they require more than just Cardi B. You can't be a Cardi B and think you finna come over here and just do whatever. No, ma'am. And so because of that, they don't want to work on themselves. They are capable. See, this is another thing too. And when I go in circles where there are a lot of men, and men are speaking about this particular issue as it relates to Black women, period, younger, older, whatever, but Black women, period. This is the thing. We tend to think that these women are, now I believe, and I have said this before, there are some of these girls that is just lost. There is nothing that nobody can do that's going to help. Nothing. Because, and I'm not saying that because, you know, they're too far gone in terms of they've been hurt so much or whatever like that. I'm saying that because you have some people that they are not going to change, and they are a poison to everybody else, and you cannot put yourself or what you are building in jeopardy to try to save one of them. So there are some that cannot be saved. There are, and people hate when I say that, and I hate when I say it, because I don't want to think about stuff like that, because I happen to love our, you know, Black women. I want us to do better and get to a better place. But unfortunately, that's just the truth. So you have some of these chicks that there's no amount of help that can ever be done that's going to help them, because they don't want it. And because if you try, you're gonna end up bringing a poison into what you're doing, and it just may bring you down or get you sick or create a sickness and a virus in what you're building. So you can't take that. I know I'm not gonna take that risk, you know, with some of them that just don't want to change. They don't want to, but you have some who can. And you have some that you may have to push them and nudge them so that you can encourage change. And sometimes they have to be at the very, very bottom for that to happen, unfortunately. Sometimes they have to be at a place where, I mean, it almost feels like there is no help for them to listen to somebody like a Nicole. Because unfortunately, we have to be pushed to our breaking point at times so that we can hear a Nicole. And this is the thing. A lot of them, they're young. They're, you know, they think they living it up. They in their 20s, they doing whatever, but they got some years to go. They may have some years to go if they can live long enough. And so they're thinking that, oh, well, I'm not at that breaking point yet. You know, I'm just having a bad season. It'll be better next year. It'll be better in 3 months. It'll be better when I get this job. It'll be better when I do this. When I drive this car, get this amount of money, get this type of man. It'll be better. But the thing is, it'll never be better until they work on themselves. And unfortunately, they have not come to that breaking point. When they get to that breaking point, a lot of times it happens around the age of 30, between 30 and 35. Between those two, those are golden years, 30 and 35. A lot of women have to get to that breaking point before they'll start listening, and before they can be encouraged by change and encouraged by the Nicoles of the world. So I know that was a lot.
No, that was actually my second question. You went ahead and addressed it. No, you're good.
Yeah. I know it's a lot, but you know, it's a passion of mine, because I truly do want to see women. I want to see our women do better, because I want to create, like anybody else, I want to see, you know, our families thrive, Black families, a Black man with a Black woman. I want to see that. So there's a passion for our women to be better and to do better. And so, you know, that's a soft spot for me. It's a soft spot for, you know, the kids that these women are having too, you know, because these kids, I don't think they're lost. Some of them are not lost. Some of them can be helped, you know. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, that
was good. No, please, that was awesome. That was awesome. You are really bringing the heat. I don't know if you've heard me on Nicole's panels. I usually get people really riled up when I say this, and this kind of falls in line to what you're saying here. Most Black folks in general they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna be saved. I've already come to grips with that. I've come to the realization we can only get the ones we can get. That's it. When it comes to women, and you said you kind of alluded to this. I often say, and I say this in the defense team, that of course the Generation X women, that's usually 40 up, they're done. But I often say most millennial women are finished when it comes to marriage, healthy relationships, things like that. I don't think most millennial women will be married. I think the turning point for Black people will be the Gen Zs, the young women that are juniors and seniors in high school, and the young chicks that are going through college now, the 25 and under girls. They're going to change the game, and they're going to change kind of how we are as a society. They'll kind of move us forward as far as Black relationships and getting Black women together, that dynamic. What do you say to that? Because a lot of people, when I say that, they get so upset. I say most millennial Black women, you're finished. Most of you will not ever be married. I just see it. It's just a lot of the women don't listen. They're too headstrong. They're too hard-headed. By the time they get it, you said something that's really important. You said those golden years between 30 and 35. My co-host Yannick, when we were doing these together, we have this thing where we've shared this in our group, the defense team. We have this number of 27. When women turn 27, that clock goes off. And a lot of times when chicks are out here hoeing, when they turn 27, they usually jump back and be like, oh my goodness, time is winding up. I need to hurry up and get married. It's like something within this side of them, their biological clock, like something just goes off in them. This is why you see teen pregnancy is down, but what you're seeing are a lot of older Black women between the ages of 28, 29 to 36 having their first child out of wedlock. And I often tell people that the reason you're seeing that happen is most of them have spent their whole time, all their youth out here being hoes and trashing their bodies and throwing away their fertility in their youth, that when they become 30, they don't have the skills or the wherewithal to obtain a good quality man to marry. So a lot of times by the time they turn 30, they understand that they will not attract a quality man to marry. They know marriage is out of the question for them. So the next best thing they can do is experience motherhood. This is why you have folks out here, I ain't gonna say no names, flightless birds out here flying across the country to have sex and get pregnant by dudes they really only know by their YouTube handle and going back home because they know they only qualify to be a baby mama. They can experience motherhood because they know they'll never qualify to experience being a wife. What do you have to say about that? Do you think most millennial women are done? Am I being too harsh? Am I being a jerk? Am I being an asshole? Hey, I can admit it. I'm a bit of an asshole. I really don't give a damn. But this is just what I'm seeing. And a lot of these chicks are kind of proving me right, especially the way they're reacting to the Cardi B situation. What do you feel about that?
I think there's definitely truth to what you're saying. But I also want to pose this, because I tend to look at things not just from a logical perspective, but also from a psychological perspective, because everything starts in our mind. And plus, that's why my training is. My training is in psychology and counseling. So looking at things from that perspective, this is just how Black people are. If you look at it, this is how we are. This is what we do. We get with people or around people who are somewhat like us, and we kind of stay in that arena. So when you see, you can go to the Black church right now, and you'll see women who probably have had 3 men in their entire life, and they are just sitting up in church, hoping, wishing, and praying every day for a man, thinking that they're gonna get one. And they kind of like hang in that, you know, everything they do, all the church field trips, they do all the church whatever. Now if you can go right on over from that particular group and you can go into let's say right now a big group that a lot of people, you know, become are like grouping up with is like this whole workout thing and this whole eating healthy thing. So you have that group, and I'm bringing this up because as Black people, this is what we like to do. Sometimes, you know, we just from a psychological standpoint, we don't like to stand on our own. We kind of have to go find other people we can kind of, even just like now, like with us, we all, you, me, everybody who think like you and me, who, you know, we follow each other, we kind of are a part of the same groups. We like to get in cliques. I don't know what that's about, but psychologically, there's something going on with Black people in cliques.
Oh, wait, that's deep, Nikil.
Yeah, we like to get in cliques. And so I say that to say, you know, for a man to find a Cardi B or one of these millennial women who are trashing their body and whatever, you got to go to a certain clique. You got to go to a certain neighborhood. You got to go to a certain genre to find that. And my thing is, look, you know, for example, myself. So my friends, the people who I grew up with and the people who know me from, you know, elementary school all the way up, they know that I hang with a small group of women, and you know we are kind of into some of the same exact things, right? And so because of that, I don't see, you know, I'm just gonna be honest. The only time I encounter this hood rat Cardi B stuff is when I go to certain areas in a certain city, but or when I go to you know, certain areas, even on social media, when I go into certain areas, I know certain groups that I can go into. Like if I go into the Shade Room, I follow the Shade Room on Instagram because the Shade Room, you know, they be having all kind of stuff on there. So I follow the Shade Room. So I know that if I go, right, I know if I go into the Shade Room, I'm gonna see just all kinds of craziness because a lot of people follow the Shade Room. They post all kind of stupid drama, crazy, whatever. So I say all of that to say that, you know, in order for you to run into a Cardi B type woman, you have to have went into a certain clique. You have to belong to a certain clique. If you get a Cardi B type of woman and she did you wrong, you a dusty dude. Because let me tell you something. In certain areas that you got to go to get Cardi B, you're not. Let me tell you something. Even because some people may say, oh, well, a lot of women, they kind of pass off. Look, they can only pass for so long. I'm not going to go for this. Oh, well, we were together 3 years and I never knew she was a Cardi B. You a liar, because a Cardi B can't contain that craziness for 3 years.
Oh, boy,
come on, let's just be real here. Let's be real.
Wait right there. Hold on. I like this because see, I said this yesterday on my live stream. And again, we had someone make a whole response video saying I was crazy as hell. I want you to say what you just said again, because I told the fellas, I said I had dudes that were like, well, if you get set up by a dude, like one guy I was talking about getting the set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting set up by women, and he hopped on my Facebook post and he was like, I had a friend. His fiance said he moved, and I broke down the game. A lot of folks forget that Tariq Nasheed it's more Black empowerment based now, but he had a broadcast years ago talking about the 7 levels of disrespect, and a lot of times these dudes be on level 6 and 7, still trying to hang on to these chicks. That's what Frank said in the chat yesterday. Shout out to Frank. And I said a lot of you dudes sitting up here talking about some, you don't have homies set up by their close girlfriends or their close fiancés. That's bullshit, because a lot of times these chicks show their hand well before they even think about setting your ass up. Again, Tariq talked about the 7 levels of disrespect. Old game. That broadcast like 8-9 years old now. And he broke that down. I was explaining it to these fellas, and dudes still talking about something where it don't matter, or you never know what can happen out here. That's why I'm glad you said what you just said. And I want you to expound on that a little bit more. when you say a lot of times these chicks really show you beforehand who they are. That is facts. Talk about that a little more, and what you mean on that.
Yeah, so like I was saying, you have to go to certain cliques to get a Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? For example, and I'm just gonna use this as an example, you can't hang out in the inner beauty movement and think that, you finna see craziness, because craziness is not allowed in that movement. You're not finna see, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not finna see that because the inner beauty movement, they set a standard. There's a standard when you come into this group or this whatever. These are the laws, and if you don't want to abide by the law, you got to go. If you want to better yourself, you want to learn or whatever. So I use that as an example. So you have people that say, oh, well, I don't want to do the work. If it's a man, oh, I don't want to, make myself better, or I don't want to whatever to get one of these types of women. So let me go over here and slum with one of these Cardi B. You got to go, I don't care what nobody says. You have to go to certain areas. And this is another thing that I want to point out too. A lot of those chicks up under that post, when I went to their pages, this is how I know that they do that stuff, because they think it's cute. Because some of them, like, you can't work for the state or some of these other places and think that you're gonna go up in there speaking like that. You're not gonna do that. So they probably do that outside of work, or they probably do that. They got a fake name or whatever that they use, and they think that that's cute. But you have to go to certain areas to see Cardi B's. You got to. And if you are out here saying, oh, well, I met this girl and we was dating, and, we ended up, getting in a relationship, and we was together for 2 years, and I never knew that she was like this or she was like that or she did this type. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. You did know. The thing about it is you had sex that was blurring your view. You had that big old butt. Maybe for some fellas, big breast is what do it. For some, hips or whatever it may be. But after all of that is gone, and now you just got this chick that you picked, or this man, if it's a woman, this man that you picked, now you get to see the real him. And now, because you don't want to say, you know what, I made the wrong choice, I made the wrong decision, you don't want to take the fall. Now you got to blame that person. And it's just another thing. Again, I always ask people when they say, oh, well, I got with this woman, I got with this guy, and, I didn't know that this guy was crazy. I didn't know that this guy was, well, where did you meet him at? Oh, well, I met him on one of these dating sites, Tinder, or I met him whatever. And I'm like, look at do you see that logic? This is, I'm not saying to meet somebody online is bad. I'm just saying when you meet people on wherever and you don't meet them in person to see how they truly are, these people, they can be whoever they want to be, and you can't really screen them like you need to screen, like they need to be screened. So yeah, you may not see certain things, you may not see certain flags, but I don't care what nobody say. After I give them 3 months. After 3 months, you can't tell me, there's nothing that anybody can say to tell me that they didn't know a chick was how she was at the beginning, or a woman can't tell me that she didn't know that this dude was broke. Girl, you lying. You liked his penis. Let's be honest. You like that penis. You liked he dressed like you like for him to dress, and he whatever like you like, and that's what you like, and that was what was blurring your view, and you couldn't really see. And when everything had been brushed over, now you can see, and that's the truth.
Nikil, you bringing the heat, folks. I know y'all enjoying this. And I'll make sure I let Nikil, she's going to post her link and everything in the chat, and I'll post it on Facebook when we're done. But that, you just really broke that down, bringing some heat. Folks, if you want to contribute to the ministry, click the PayPal link. Devin, I know you said you sleepy, but Devin, if you would be so kind, if you are awake, drop the link in there for me again so people can click that link and donate to the ministries. $1, $2, $3, $5. Put whatever you want to put on it, because we bringing the heat tonight. Nikil, I really like what you said there. Again, that's exactly what I said yesterday. I was really ticked off these dudes bringing. It kind of reminded me of the chicks that say, like, if I'm roasting single moms and I ask them, well, why can't you get on birth control? And they give me these horror stories of some friend they know that lost half of their body due to the adverse effects of birth control. Not saying that that does not happen, but again, I'm saying you have all these methods to prevent pregnancy, yet you all find a way to stay pregnant. It just seems to me that it is intentional. These dudes kind of put me in that mind frame when they were talking about you can date a woman for 3-4 years and she can set you up. If you dated a woman for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and she sets you up to get robbed, trust me, like Nikil just said, that second or third month, she showed you something that allowed you to kind of see or understand that she could not be trusted. And I'm gonna drill that home and beat that drum until I can't beat it no more. And listen, I know a lot of you dudes, you didn't have a dad in your home. I said this yesterday too. And I know you saw your mammy run from accountability every chance she got. I know that, and I understand that. But what you got to realize is that in the real world, nobody really gives a damn. Nobody really gives a damn about your upbringing. When you are grown, when you are 18 years old, you have to get the game or the game gonna get you. And what I'm telling you is you have to be responsible and accountable for the women that you choose to lay up with. All you dudes need to stop laying up with women you don't really know anyway. And when women begin to disrespect you, I don't care how good her ass is. Ladies, same for you. A lot of y'all be running around here digmatized to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you end up in these situations 4 and 5 years, and you knew the nigga wasn't shit when you were 6 months in. But you're getting that you sitting up here, you're exchanging energies, you're having sex, you're digmatized, and it clouds it blurs your vision. And a lot of y'all be so fucked up from them situations that y'all put yourselves in that when you meet a man, or fellas, when you meet a woman that can actually love you like you deserve to be loved, you can't even receive that love properly because you spent so long in these messed up situations. You spent 4 or 5 years too long in those situations. And then you come on YouTube and social media, you're bitter. You got Nikil in Facebook jail. You got Nicole in Facebook jail. Y'all put my fat ass in Facebook jail, and I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna go hard. Fuck you. Because y'all so messed up and you spend so much time in these situations you have no business being in anyway. You gotta start being more accountable out here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nikil, you mentioned something about the kids earlier. What do you say about the kids? What should we do about the kids that are in these situations? They have these moms that are disgusting, doing stuff like this, and me, I try to take a balanced approach to it, but it's kind of like we have so much work to do. I can't really think about kids I didn't bring into this world. What do you have to say that? How do you think we should approach it? And how do you think we should approach single moms in general, especially when they're in situations kind of like the Cardi B thing? What do you think about that?
So with the kids, it's really, that's a sensitive, very, very sensitive topic because, kids, they need both their mother and their father. And I am an advocate for for children being in environments that serve them the most. So for example, when I, meet a child who was being raised in a single parent home, my very next question is where's the dad? And would the dad be okay with taking custody, so maybe you'll do better over there? Well, of course, the mother would be like, oh hell no, and I'm thinking, okay, well, if you're having all these issues and you're having all these problems, but to give you some relief is to send the child to go stay with the father or to go stay with whom. It could be a grandmother, it could be grandparents, it could be whoever, whatever. I always suggest that, whatever environment is going to serve the child the best. And a lot of times it could be the father. I meet a lot of women who are single mothers, and they just don't want to let loose of that control. They don't want to let loose of that control. They don't want to let loose of that check. They get the child support check, or some of those benefits that they may receive for the child. Like if the child has a learning disability, so on and so forth, they receive benefits from the state, and they don't want to let that loose. They want to keep hold of that. And if the father he's married, him and his wife is doing good, it doesn't look like it's much struggle there, doesn't look like it would be much pressure there, he's willing to take the child, I always suggest that. But a lot of times I see that, that's not what the mother wants to do. And if the mother has custody of the child, then a lot of times, they just kind of go with whatever the mother says. So with the kids, it's just really, really, really sensitive because, I don't want to give up on the kids. So a lot of times I just feel like, this is just me personally. I'm not saying that all of us, but just me personally, I try to be more understanding and work with a woman who is a single parent, because I'm really trying to get to those kids. I'm trying to, let me be around your children so I can like assess them and see where they are and see if I can encourage and give you the best resources and the best advice to handle your situation. So again, that's just me. That's how I kind of move among women who are single mothers. And I'm trying to help them because I'm really trying to I'm trying to get closer to the child so that I can, so the child can at least see, a Black woman who is, trying to help them do whatever I can, who, looks a certain kind of way, carry myself a certain kind of way, speak a certain kind of way. Because I noticed, like, this is the thing with kids, particularly Black kids, a lot of times Black children learn by what we see. They learn by what they see. They learn by, a lot of kids don't necessarily learn by just sitting in a classroom. For them, some kids can learn like that, but a lot of kids just don't learn like that. They learn by what they see. And you can sit and demonstrate different things to a child and they'll take it in more so than them just sitting in a boring classroom just looking up at some kind of a chalkboard. Mm-hmm. So I just try to maneuver and put myself in a situation where I can be close. If I'm working directly with the parent and not the child, but if I'm working with the child, then of course I try to, so that they can just see me. They can see somebody like me, and I can kind of help them the best way possible. So that's just how I view things like that. But I'm not saying that everybody should try to do that. I'm not saying that. That's just my take on dealing with single mothers. That's just my take. Mm-hmm. Now, your other question was, what was your other question?
What was my other question? Oh, I probably forgot.
About Cardi B. It was something about what would I say to single mothers? Oh, single mothers like Cardi B.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because I'm sitting over here, I was so in tune, I actually forgot. But yeah, what would you say? Like, is there any redemption for chicks like that? I say hell no. But again, you don't have to. That's what do you think? You don't matter, because I'm a man, so I want to hear what a woman feels.
To be honest, I think I really think that whole Cardi B thing is an act. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how she gets attention. If she didn't do all of that, we wouldn't even notice that the chick. I mean, she wouldn't. She doesn't have the looks. Without all of that extra stuff that she got, her looks is not going to get her attention alone. So she does all of that extra for attention. And unfortunately, a lot of Black women do the same thing. This is why you can see a woman with a bunch of weave, all this makeup, and then she take it off and you like, damn, she look good without all of that stuff. That's why, because they know that, or for whatever reason, they get more attention with all that extra stuff on than they think they do with just being themselves. So I think that is some hope, but it really just depends on how far gone they are. Like, are they to the point where they like, this is how I am, period, point blank, I ain't ever gonna change, and they're like, they are a poison? Or because a lot of times, a lot of that stuff is behind hurt. When you really talk to people and get them by themselves, and you really start talking to people and getting down to that hurt and that pain that they carry around with them, and you can get them to cry, like boo-hoo cry, that's when you really, really can find out, what's going on. And I think if you get a woman and she's like so hard, so defensive, I ain't gonna ever, whatever, then yeah, she may be too far gone. But I feel like there are some young chicks that, they haven't got into the whole Cardi B persona as deep. So you may have a woman, she's 22, 23, 24, maybe she's not that, she's not that deep in, as in like her worldly views have not quite cemented. So she may be willing to, she may be open to someone other than Cardi B, someone who's the total opposite. Mm-hmm. So, but it's the chick that's just totally not open to it. They are very combative. They don't want to submit to anybody's authority, not just a man, but anybody's authority. This is why they can't ever keep jobs. They can't ever keep friends. They can't ever keep because they don't want to submit to nobody's authority. Those types are poisons, and they have to go, and they don't have, we can't help them. But the other ones, I think that we could. Now, this is the thing, and I always say this with people, when you have gotten a little dirt on you, okay, you can kind of wash it off and go about your business. But when you have like got in the thick of things and you just muddy, dirty, crusty, nasty, smelly, then guess what? Once you finish washing all of that off, you are going to have to deal with the consequences of that. And the consequences of that, when it comes to finding a mate, may mean that you may not be able to, get the Prince Charming that you thought you deserved. Because again, the Prince Charming that you thought you deserved may not like the fact that you were so crusty, dirty, stinky, smelly, and that was your past life. So we got to understand that as well. But I do think in terms of like, behavior, in terms of attitude, in terms of thought process, how they process information, I do believe there is change. There is some help for these women. Now, again, that's on a, that's just in those areas of life. But in the area of like being married and having a husband, they may not be able to get that top tier guy. Unfortunately, that it may be some other type of guy. So but I do believe that we can, a lot of the chicks, they can be helped. Some of them no, but some of them I do believe can.
Okay. I'm glad you broke that down. That was good. Because a lot of these single moms still think they can get top tier dudes. And it's like top tier men with resources and means, they're not really going to be checking for chicks that have all this emotional and physical baggage in the form of kids. So I'm glad you actually talked about that right there at the end. What do you see women, because as I said, Cardi B, this whole persona, when she get out the rap game, I think all this gonna change. I really do. Kind of like Eve in a way. I think it's gonna be more though. Like, I think Cardi B is gonna change her whole image when she's done with the rap game. She gonna stop all the ghetto talk, all the slang. I really do think she's gonna change. I could be so wrong. I may be wrong. But we'll see. Time will tell. I want to ask you, Nikil, and we can get out of here after this. Where do you see women that act like Cardi B and they actually take on that lifestyle? Do you think they ever get tired of this lifestyle? And if so, where do you see them in 10 years? Personally, me, Nikil, I feel like most of these women, they turn 35, 36, 34, 35, 36. They realize the game is up, the jig is up. They come looking for femininity teachers like Nicole. They come with 3 kids, out of shape and bad attitudes, and they want her femininity courses to change their lives and give them a good, wholesome, strong black man that makes 6 figures a year and they can take care of her and her kids. I feel like they wait till it's too late in the game to actually try and get the game. I wanted to ask your opinion on that. Where do you see these chicks in 10 years? And do you think women like that, when they turn to femininity teachers for help, do you think they think it's just a gimmick, or are they truly looking for help?
Yeah, I think in 10 years, a lot of the women that are doing whatever it is that they may be doing now, like I said, they're going to probably be right at that breaking point. They're going to be at that point where they've tried everything, they've done everything. Let me go back. The first question you asked was, do you think that they get tired? I'm going to say this. They're tired right now. They're tired. If they're 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, these chicks are tired right now. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. Because not just up under the post, the Cardi B post is on my page, but you will see it under several different posts where you had these chicks come in, and these be young girls. But it was really noticeable under my particular post, the Cardi B post, where they were coming in. They were so bitter. I go to their page. These chicks are only 22, 23, 24. I'm like, how you that damn bitter? I mean, well, if you went to college, you just got out of college. I mean, like, how are you that bitter already? So that let me know that these chicks are tired right now. They didn't been through it right now. The thing about it is, a lot of them, they think that, oh, well, if I just hold on another day, if I just hold on another week, if I just hold on, and then a lot of them, they get in there that espresso shot from the church too. Now, I want to put that in there. I know I bring in the church a lot, but I do believe the church, they add to this, I promise, because this is the thing. You got women who are 22, 23, 24, 25, whatever. And right now they're tired. They're sick and tired of whatever it is that they are in right now. They are tired. They are done. They're ready to give up right now. You can see it. Because they'll tell you, I'm tired of these niggas. I'm tired. These niggas ain't this. And I'm like, girl, you only 22. You only 23. How you tired? They tired because right now, they've been through a few experiences that they've had, some bad experiences that they have already had and that they have already been hurt by just right now. So right now they're already tired. And they get their espresso shot because they'll go to the church or they'll join these certain groups that'll tell them, oh, well, everything gonna be all right. Just, if you just pray stronger, if you just, do this, get this prayer cloth, go to this prayer meeting, go do this. And they keep getting these espresso shots. And nobody is really being real with these ladies about, them taking a stance right now in separating themselves from what they're tired from. And so they go year after year after year after year, holding on. If I just hold on, if I just push, if I can just get to this point, if I can just get this car, get this house, get this whatever. And these are espresso shots. So along the way, they hurting right now, but along the way, they get maybe they work on their job, they get a new car, they get a new house, they have a new baby. Whatever. These are all of these different things are little espresso shots that kind of keep them going and keep that hope alive. So they're not quite at that breaking point where all else is done. And like I said, that breaking point from what I see is between 30 and 35. I think that's the breaking point. I think that's the point where they get to and they realize, okay, well, my children are 16 and 17. They don't pay me no attention no more. They don't pay me no attention. These are the women who were 30 in their 20s that had children early or whatever. And they don't really have that company around. And now they're sitting at home and they're really having to deal with their feelings. They're having to look at themselves in the mirror because, again, the espresso shots that they kept getting, throughout these years kept giving them a little push. And, a lot of them use they use those different events and those different things to keep them going, to help them to motivate them in a sense, to you know, to motivate whatever. But then they get to a point where, okay, what do I do now? You know, the kids is gone, or they maybe some of the kids is in college, or maybe the kids are at, you know, 17, 16, where they out with their friends, or they're doing whatever, they're, you know, playing sports or whatever. And now these espresso shots, they're not coming like they used to. You know, and now, you know, I'm going to church still, but I'm starting to get kind of burnt out, because I love the Lord, but the Lord ain't brought me really what I want or what I need. And so again, that breaking point, they get to that breaking point and they realize, uh-oh, I gotta do something. What am I gonna do? I need help. You know, who's gonna, and some of them don't even get, some of them get to that point when they like 40, 50, you know, whatever like that. But I would say generally it's between 30 and 35. And when they get to that point, I say that's the breaking point. That's the point where they're like, okay, let me see what I can do. Let me get in one of these courses, you know, these inner beauty movement courses, and see if this can help my life.
Right.
And, now I will say this, even taking a course, finding a femininity teacher, that can be a shot of espresso, because this is the thing. When they get to a point where they feel like, and this is how they feel, this may not be true, but this may be how they feel. When they get to a point where they feel, just like with church was giving them the espresso shots. Now I'm 10, 15, 13 years in, and, you know, I done prayed. I done stayed on my knees in the church, Ain't nothing coming. Oh Lord, what am I gonna do? Again, they get to that same point where they may hire a femininity coach, or they hire a life coach, or whoever. And year one go by, nothing. Year two go by, nothing. Year three go by. I mean, you know, we laughing, but this is true. This is some true business now, because again, you know, I always tell people, I work with people behind the scenes. People, they pour out the deepest, darkest, you know, innermost secrets and emotions to me. So I know that hurt, that pain that's there. I know it. And they get to that point where, year three, I've been having this teacher, I've been doing this, it ain't working. And they don't see that it's not working because they're not really giving 100%, or they're not really doing what they need to be doing. They're just kind of, could be doing the bare minimum, could be doing some, you know, certain things sometimes, you know, or whatever the issue may be. And so again, they can use that as an espresso shot. So I think for many women to kind of, you know, come to a closure, for many women, it really has to be, this could be women or men. I find this, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter the gender, anybody. Unfortunately, we have to get to a point where we're broken. And when we're broken, that means a lot of times mentally we're broken, emotionally we're broken, and spiritually we're broken. And when we get to that point where we can't take another nothing, and we just can't take it, that's when we get to a point where we're kind of ready for something else. We're ready for new knowledge. We're ready to listen. We're ready to do things a different way. We're ready to give 100%, or whatever the case may be. So people a lot of times have to get to that point. And I always say for women, it's between 30 and 35. I think for men, it's between 35 and 40.
Very, very, very interesting perspective there. Nikil, this has been great. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. How did I miss that?
I just really started, you know, kind of putting different things on there. I've had it for the longest, but I just recently, I stopped for a very long time because I'm pursuing different other ventures that I pursue. But I literally just recently, probably within the last couple of months, started actually posting. So that's probably why.
Do you post every day, every week? Like, how often do you post over there? And do you do lives?
I have not done lives yet, only because I'm trying to kind of build. But I do post every like twice a week, sometimes 3. It just depends on what's going on out in the world and how I'm feeling or whatever. But I do post weekly.
Okay, that's good. Nikki, this has been great. Again, you brought some fire. Again, I try again. People think I'm the big bad wolf. I'm a bully. I'm an asshole. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I like to get different perspectives on my channel, so people won't think I'm such a mean person. Now, I honestly don't give a shit that people think I'm mean. I love my people. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, I don't do this for attention. I know a lot of people do. They do it for fame. I can keep these numbers like this forever. If long as I'm reaching a person here, a person there, my job is done because I put my people first. I love my folks. So I want to see us do better. But this has been great. Like I said, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel like that. What is your YouTube channel, just in case the people want to follow you and support? I definitely want everybody that's listening, please go subscribe to her channel. I know I'm gonna do it. What is the name of your channel, Nikil?
So the name of my channel is Nikil Younglove.
Okay.
And you can also find it by Cold Black, because the podcast is called Cold Black, but you can find it by my name as well, which is Nikil Younglove.
Okay. And they can follow you on Facebook. What is your name on Facebook?
Same thing on Facebook is Nikil Younglove.
And I'm telling y'all go look at some of them posts. They go viral, and I be kind of shocked. I'm like, okay, it looks like the heat turning up. Then I come back 30 minutes later, and all hell is breaking loose on Facebook.
Let me spell out my first name, because sometimes I have an issue hard, with my first name. So it's Nikil, and that's Nikil, and then it's Younglove, Young Love, Love. So Nikil Younglove.
Nikil, I've been calling you Nikil all day.
A lot of people call me Nikil. That's fine. I go by Nikil too, but it's pronounced Nikil. But I go by Nikil too. Okay. Everybody on my side call me Nikil or Nikki. So.
Nikki, okay, cool. Because we us Southern folk. You know how we do. Yeah. I want y'all to follow her on Facebook. Follow her YouTube page. I'm definitely gonna have you back on because, like I said, I like to have a women's perspective to what I say and what I do here. So you broke down a lot of shit. You brought a lot of game. If you have any last words to the people, do your thing. I'll let you have the last word.
No, I don't really have. I think I said a lot, but I would like, since this is the ultimate Black man radio, so I'm sure there are a lot of men that are subscribed to your channel. I just want to say this to the men, to the Black men in particular. You do have Black women out here like myself and many others who we are really pushing our sisters to raise our standards. So I know a lot of times we see a lot of, I call it propaganda. I call it a lot of sisters who are just not at their best. But again, I think that there is a lot of people out here like myself, and we do it in different types of ways, because we all kind of have our own different personalities. But don't give up on us, because sometimes, I know it can be hard. You like, look, I'm going to go and get me a Latino woman or whatever. But no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't give up on us. We are working. We are pushing, pushing these girls, these women to be the very best, so that we can be, the best for our men. And vice versa, so don't give up on us. You guys, don't give up. I know it look crazy, but don't give up on us.
Oh my goodness, great. I really, really appreciate you coming on. It was so last minute, but I kept seeing the numbers go up on the post. So I definitely wanted to get you on. So I really appreciate you. And I hope you come back on with me. I really do, because this was great. This was really good. And the people enjoyed it. The people in the chat really did enjoy this. So I'll definitely have you back on. I appreciate you so much for your time. What I do want to say really quick before we leave is, fellas, I talked about this in our defense team. We are on the same team. Okay. And I know that it looks a little bleak out here, especially when you have the Sisterhood of Failure backing up a non-Black woman, talking about drugging and robbing. Most of her victims were Black. I guarantee you they were. I know it's hard to look at that and listen to that and just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm walking away. But as she said, you have women like her and Nicole and a few others that are really putting in the work to try and change the dynamic and the rhetoric that is being spewed about black men from black women. And I cannot sit back and not acknowledge these women and thank these women for what they're doing, because what they're doing takes a lot of courage. Both her and Nicole could easily get out here, do black men ain't shit videos, and make six figures by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not exaggerating when I say they dead ass could make six figures by the end of the year, because both of these women are very hardworking women. So if they just put their work ethic to that and just be like, oh, black men ain't shit, you black women are perfect, fuck what these niggas is saying, y'all is fine, y'all is good, they would make a shit ton of money. And they'd be very popular. They'd be on The View. They'd be on CBS morning shows, NBC morning shows. Mm-hmm. They'd have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. What they do takes a lot of courage. And I be damned that in this climate, I do not acknowledge women that put themselves out there like that. Because not only is there no money in it, it comes with a lot of scrutiny. Mm-hmm. No, what woman wants to go out here and be scrutinized by her peers? And I'm talking scrutinized heavily. Y'all see what Nicole go through on her page. And if you go to Nikil's page and you see the posts that have gone viral, you see what she goes through. These women are vicious. These chicks are real vicious, you know. And they may be mad because they ain't got no damn edges. The edges been gone for a minute. And, you know, and
now I do have edge restore for that.
Hey, she got hey, Nikil, and yes, and tell people about your business too, Nikil. You said you got some edge. We're gonna get some of this edge control for some of these bitter ass baby mamas out here. God damn it. That's what they mad about. Shit. They trying to find their goddamn hairline. They like, damn it, I can't find my hairline. That's why I can't keep my man. Well, what kind of products do you have for these edgeless women out here?
So yeah, I have. It's called Cold Black Curls. That's the brand name, and that's the product name. And Cold Black Curls is for men and women. So for women and men, I have like shampoo, conditioner, like a whole product line. Shampoo, conditioner, like I said, an edge restore, a hair oil, a hair cream, a hair mist. And then for the men, I have the beard. Everything for your beard. So like a beard balm, a beard oil, a beard wash, a face wash, a face scrub, aftershave bump fighter, and a hair balm for the men. So I have a whole line for both men and women. And like I said, it's called Cold Black Curls. And you can go to coldblackcurls.com if you want to check out the products, or you can find find me on any platform, any one of my platforms, and I'm always posting. I have the link there as well. So
cool. Yeah, we're gonna get some of these bitter chicks some damn edge grower. We're gonna help the sisters out. We're gonna look for the bitter hoes, tell them to take their wigs off and apply this damn edge control. Goddamn it. That's exactly what we're gonna do. But folks, y'all go support this sisters. Y'all go buy some, ladies. Y'all tricking your money off on every goddamn thing else. Support black-owned businesses. That's what we do over here at Ultimate Black Man Radio. We do support black-owned businesses. Now, I got a struggle beard. I'm trying to get a Rick Ross beard, so my pool with these women can kind of increase a little bit. But it's a struggle beard. So I'm gonna get some of that beard cream and see if we can work a miracle out, see if it'll grow a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Nikil, again, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Thank you for coming on, dear, and I really do appreciate it. We'll have you on again to chop up some game. And again, guys, follow her, support her. You guys have a great night. Until next time, I'll holler.
Thank you. I'll holler. Bye-bye.
Bye.